Пожалуйста.
Спасибо.
En ik,
Komen er wel
anderhalf woord hoor.
Ja.
Ja, moet ik toch
Nou,
wel?
zeg maar.
Kijk, ik heb hier, voor u heb ik Nederlandse tekst. En voor de heren heb ik Engelse teksten. Het Russisch is een beetje samenvatting van de folder.
Nou,
ja?
geweldig.
We hebben dus een korte film als u daar achter de molen plaatsneemt. Na de film, 9 minuutjes ongeveer, gaat u via die deur naar de molen.
Ja,
Deur is open, ga naar boven, gaat allemaal door.
Prima.
Ja?
Dank u.
Oké. Пожалуйста.
Thank you very much.
Wat wil je hebben, hè?
If the Dutch had not done this, the bench you are now sitting on would be 4 meters underwater. Years ago, the area that is now called North was still an expanse of bog. But because of changes in the climate, the sea slowly but surely encroached upon the land. An area developed with large lakes, such as the Burma, the Beemster, and the Schermer. From the Zambezi, it was possible to penetrate deep into this area by boat. The inhabitants were only too happy to make use of this and earn a living in shipping, herring fishing, and whale hunting. At the end of the 16th century, villages like Graft and Pereng, located on Schermer Island, enjoyed great prosperity. This can still be seen today in the magnificent houses and richly decorated churches from this period. The abundance of water, however, was also a source of danger. The Zambezi was treacherous, and despite the erection of sea defences, the land was regularly ravaged by floods. It became clear that new protection methods were needed after the All Saints flood in 1570, when large areas of the Netherlands were submerged underwater. Villages were swept away, and much land was lost. Draining the lakes seemed like a good option, and would, furthermore, provide lots of fertile land. A few years later, in 1575, Jan Andriansson was born in Dreg, the son of a carpenter. He was interested in developing windmills from an early age, and was to grow up to become one of the Netherlands' best hydraulic engineers. Because he loved high water, he was nicknamed Laagwater, literally low water, which later became Leegwater. In the meantime, the Netherlands' golden age had begun, and rich merchants in Amsterdam were enthusiastic about reclaiming new land. They had dikes built and used windmills to pump the water within the dikes away to a ring canal. helped to carry out these plans. To do so, he used this type of windmill, a transportable octagonal inside winder. Our museum windmill from 1634 is of this design. The body is composed of 8 heavy wooden posts. The posts are joined to the top to form a circular surface upon which the mill cap can be rotated. This rotating or winding is necessary to be able to turn the sails in the right wind direction. With an inside winder, the rotation, you've guessed it already, takes place from the inside. If the sail arms are facing the wind, the sails are placed in front and the brake can be released. The rotating sail arms set the cat wheel in motion. This, in turn, drives the vertical main shaft that runs through the mill from the top to the bottom. Originally, the main shaft set a paddle wheel in movement. A paddle wheel like this can raise the water about 1.5 meters. We call this the water head. Because the schermer was more than 4 meters deep in some places, mill paces were built. A series of 3 or sometimes 4 mills raised the water in stages. Our mills were also part of a mill pace with 4 mills, 3 of which can still be seen. Mills in total were needed to drain the 4,800 hectare Schermer polder. The project was started in 1631, and 4 years later, the Schermer Lake had become the Schermer polder, and the land could be farmed. This was not the end of the road for the mills. The low-lying areas were now dry, but of course they had to stay that way. In order to drain the polder, it was necessary to rearrange the windmills, and many of them were relocated. Although people knew about the Archimedean screw at the beginning of the 17th century, windmills were not fitted with them until the middle of the 19th century. Our museum windmill's mill pace was the first to do so as part of an experiment. If there was a reasonable wind, a windmill with an Archimedean screw could move approximately 60,000 litres of water per minute. The windmills of the Schermer did their work for almost 300 years, but in 1928 the arrival of 3 electric pumping stations put an end to this. Nowadays, everything is done by 2 computer-operated pumping stations. Many of the mills fell into disrepair and were demolished. But fortunately, awareness grew that a heritage of great historical value was in danger of being lost. The remaining 11 mills were and are being restored and preserved with respect for the past. Times change, but the Dutch continue their struggle with the water. We don't need mills for this anymore. We use them for other things nowadays. Unfortunately, they are still here. The old windmills from the time of young Adriaanzoon Leegwater. A reminder of the age-old struggle.
No. Very interesting film.
It is, eh?
Huh? No, no. I don't do some bats.
If you don't want to the toilet, it's over there.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to the toilet, it's over there.
I think no.
Gaan deze kant op, hè?
Ja, of eerst naar de bodem, is dat ook goed?
Ja.
Eerst naar de bodem.
Ja. Instructieve film.
Mooi hè?
Ja.
Meneer met petje, ik weet eigenlijk niet of hij boven aan heeft vandaag, maar meneer met petje is
ravaged by floods. It became
Oké,
clear
ja, prima, dank u.
Groningen is one of those northern provinces where a lot of grain is grown, and not surprisingly, you'll find a considerable number of fowls here. In 1995, the cap of this mill was damaged by fire, but by the following year, it had once again been restored. This mill could hold 300 years.
Nou, zo zullen die straks wel even
The Goliath pit stands right at the northernmost tip of the
Ja, we gaan
province
zo.
Ja.
Nee,
And
Hij is even
what
naar het toilet.
romantic place to tie the knot with your loved
your
one.
friend is
That's right,
there.
even
Yeah.
with family. Ida Weary has been milling this mill since 1987. And whether it's down to her enthusiasm, love of the trade or not.
In the meantime, the Netherlands' golden age had begun, and rich merchants in Amsterdam were enthusiastic about reclaiming new land. They had dikes built and used windmills to pump the water within the dikes away to a ring canal. Leegwater helped to carry out these plans. To do so, he used this type of windmill, a transportable octagonal inside winder. Our museum windmill from 1634 is of this design. The body is composed of 8 heavy wooden posts. The posts are joined to the top to form a circular surface upon which the mill cap can be rotated.
Ja?
Dit is normaal Amsterdam spelen. So,
This is
this is the sea level behind you.
this here.
Sea level.
Sea level here.
Level of the water. Of
So we,
normal Amsterdam level of the water.
so we now under sea level.
Oh, now we under sea level.
Yeah. Yeah.
То есть мы ровно над уровнем моря находимся.
Горы.
Да. Under William.
Yeah.
How much under the sea level?
Nou, zoveel meter. Dat is 2 meter en dat is, ik denk 3, 4
Four.
meters under the water. Amsterdam is Amsterdam is de standaard. Where Amsterdam lies, our city, Amsterdam, that's the standard level. So our Dutch is 9 meters above
Oh.
sea level, but here you are 3 meters under sea level.
Okay.
So if the dikes break,
Then full.
yeah. Nou, dat zit maar smots aan. Ja, dat is waar. Niet belangrijk, hè.
We zien van alles natuurlijk. Hè. Die bovenas zien we draaien, waar de wielen aan vastzitten. Hier zien we door de raampjes heen. Dus dat is niet zo moeilijk voor de oriëntatie. En die bovenas drijft het spier aan wat naar beneden gaat. Hij wordt ook wel koningsspier benoemd. Maar het spier is eigenlijk wel voldoende in de watermolen, want hij drijft nog verder aan. Heb je nou een houtmolen of een oliemolen of zo, dan wordt er door het speel meer aangedreven en dan hoort er zo meteen. Niet alles tegelijk. Nou, dan staat hij mooi verstild en mooi zien dat deze kammen hier, op die schijfloop, die zijn eigenlijk, als het nieuw zijn, rond. En nou wordt nou voor de 4e keer gebruikt. Je ziet nou 4 keer de slijtplek in komen. Dus deze kan je keren. Zowel horizontaal als verticaal. Nu is het 4 keer gebruikt.
Hoe lang gaat zo'n kam?
Het is heel verschillend. Het hangt helemaal van de kwaliteit van de hout af, die we maalt. En het een paar jaar geleden.
Dit is nou dan.
Nee, dit is een speciaal soort. Deze staat wordt met zijn hout gebruikt. Of die andere weer. Maar je hebt nou een soort die daarvoor geschikt zijn. Dan hebben we de hele kap van de molen, de kop van de molen, de kap, die staat op rolletjes. En rondom zie je die houten rollen. Hier, dus alles wat boven je hoofd zit, dat kan dus naar de wind bewegen. Al die dikke balletjes, de hele constructie, weer naar de wind bewegen.